Certainly not a good way to start the week for those officials, but that story does bring us to our big Q tonight. We're asking you whether you approve of the government's methods in cracking down on illicit brews. Do you approve of the government's methods in cracking down illicit brews? Go ahead and share your thoughts with us this evening, and you can do that by tweeting us at KTN News KE and at Kachungira, or you can send an SMS to 22155. When you do that, do start with a yes or no, so we can compile your thoughts into a poll result for later.
Our DNA matches our new attitude to make positive change to your lives with everything we do. Welcome to Fidelity Insurance. Insurance you can trust.
Well, tonight, as we continue this discussion on illicit brew and how the government is handling the situation, we speak to Ferdinand Waititu, Kabete MP. Thank you for joining us. Now, you're in the middle of some of this controversy, actually. In fact, you've been sued by the Association of Spirit Manufacturers. They say that this crackdown amounted to lawlessness. So let's start with the beginning of this. Why did you feel it was necessary to take 200 young people and engage in this activity of cracking down on the bars by yourselves?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank those people in Kabete who, together with me, decided that enough is enough and we had to take action. From the time that I was elected 2 months ago, we had buried 6 youths in Kabete due to consumption of those illicit brews. And we had no other way of solving that problem. We had tried to talk to the police, to the chiefs, even the area DC, to do something about them, and it was impossible. What everybody needs to realize is that this is a problem that has been there for a long time, and it is in public domain that so many youths have died out of these illicit brews.
That's true.
And people are so frustrated.
It's very
that
true.
They didn't know what to do. And what we did is actually an act of frustration.
But isn't it, even though it's an act of frustration, isn't it against the law to destroy property?
Let me tell you, why we fail in some cases is that we need to solve a problem. Whatever the case is, a problem must be solved. We cannot continue barring youths.
Must you solve it outside of the law?
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is that we cannot, first and foremost, barring youths because of a poisonous brews is that in itself is not right. Nobody can say that they are not breaking the law. They are not supposed to sell poisonous brews. Nobody has any license to sell something that is poisonous to others. Therefore, in ourselves, we decided that enough was enough. This was something that cannot be entertained by anybody, and we decided to take action.
All right.
And what we want the brewers to realize is that they have enjoyed too much money out of bad work.
So are you certain that all of the brewers that you targeted were illicit brewers? Are there not those who had licenses and who were legally conducting business?
Our concern was that the people who are dying were getting the brews from these shops, from these wines and spirit shops, and they are the ones we targeted. We had no other way. We had to destroy those wines and spirits that we know that are poisonous, and that is exactly what we did. What we need to tell the brewers is that they first and foremost take the responsibility of those people who died for this time. In fact, I just wonder, they must be very inhuman. They don't care that people have been dying. To me, it's a big surprise.
All right.
And I find it also ignorant for some people who are insisting on following the law. There's no law that permits...
that people who are following the law are ignorant?
No, I just wonder whether those who are insisting on following the law do not care that people are dying. and losing life.
And
There's
no one
nothing
is
so precious.
contesting the severity of the
There's
problem.
nothing so precious than somebody's life.
And that is very true.
Isn't it?
But how are we going about solving this problem? So
No, but for all this time, you know, this is not a problem that came or something that happened for 2 or 3 years or let's say 1 month.
It's a perennial problem.
Yes, it is a problem that has been there for a very long time. And in one way or the other, sincerely speaking, if you come to Kabete now, you'll see that there is such a big change.
All right, and
since that time,
let's actually talk about that.
Yes.
Because you conducted these raids.
Yes.
So what do you think is going to be the impact of this, and what are the long-term effects of this raid going to be? Is this a solution?
Yeah, to me, it will lead to a solution. First and foremost, everybody now can see the magnitude of the problem. Everybody realizes that it was such a big problem that not just simple laws could control that. These brews were too much. They were being made everywhere.
So what will happen if every constituency starts to do what you did?
As we stand now in Kabete, for the last now almost 1 week now, our youth are not taking beer. They are not taking those brews. They are sober. If you go there, you find some very, very good people, unlike what was happening before.
And how long do you think this will last?
According to if you just try to come there and see, people are so happy. And as a reader, you read. You don't just read people to darkness. You want your people to be happy.
Okay,
so enjoy my leadership.
All right. So in the long term, what else are you planning
in the long term,
to do to
first
combat
and
this
foremost,
problem?
why I'm happy that the problem now is a problem that everybody recognizes that it needs a solution. We are going first and foremost now that there are no brews. There are not those illicit brews. Now the chiefs can now work, and you have seen already a very big number have already been sacked. So the government is also now very serious on handling that situation. The police officers that we have been having in Kabete and Kiabu at large, we want to request that they be transferred. The ones that have served there for more than 1 year, we want them to be transferred so that we can deal with the new people.
And is this enough? Do you think that this will be enough to solve the problem?
I think in the long run, if we can change also the licensing policy, we want the licensing policy to be moved from the governor's office to come to the constituency level, so that we have something called constituency alcohol control board, so that any license that is given to any outlet must be vetted properly by the local people. And the seller must have an agreement with the local people that they are going to sell some particular brands. All right, but just before and you have to observe the laws as they are written.
Observe the laws, yes. But just before I let you go, with all of these measures, have any impact if the root cause of why people are drinking this illicit brew is not addressed?
First and foremost, we could not address any problem when people are drunk. Now now we are going to address the problem now, because
and what is the problem?
The problem, according to me, there is unemployment is one issue,
right?
And also some sort of idleness due to unemployment. According to me, we are going to try as much as possible to create some jobs for the youths through funding them through WESO fund, and also like now you have seen we have NYS. NYS is also going to absorb some of them. Okay. So according to me, in one way or the other, the youths will start seeing some future in themselves. Okay. But the real problem has been that when they are that drunk, you cannot put them into any use. Even they themselves, they were not looking for jobs, but just there.
All right.
Just drinking.
Okay,
Yes.
well, thank you very much for joining us this evening and sharing your thoughts with us.
I'm happy that you also invited me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so
Ferdinand
much.
Waititu, Kabete MP, he says that his action was justified because you can't just watch people die. Well, don't forget that you can actually join this conversation, add your voice by tweeting us or texting us. Tonight we're asking you whether you approve of the government's methods in cracking down on illicit brew. Now let's